Today is Saturday the 26th of November. This is day 3 on the van. Today we're going to try and treat the screw holes left in the floor with some red oxide to prevent any rust in the future. And we might finish off the installation and try to get the swivel seat done, or at least started today, hopefully. Very achievable goals, hopefully. We've got a few hours to go, so hopefully we get there. Right, so I've just gone around with our paintbrush and can of red oxide, just filling in all the gaps, all the holes left on the floor by the screws. Might take a couple of coats, but it's just to prevent any further rust from happening. What are we doing? Well, that's drying.
Swivel seat time.
So what tool have you got?
Well, we've broken one already, don't tell Dad. What are they actually called?
Socket.
This
wrench.
is why we're called...
socket wrench. And we can edit this out when it's wrong.
What is it called again?
I say socket wrench.
Well... Oh, fucking stop talking over me, because I'm about to say this is why we're called the Novice Explorers. We don't have a fucking clue what we're doing. What's this called?
I think it's called a socket wrench.
This is why we're called the Novice Explorers. And this is Flora.
So the first job is to remove all the bolts, well, the nuts and bolts holding down the seat. So hopefully that doesn't take us too long, but I think it might take longer than the hour or two that Kiravans said it will, but we shall give it a go. Right, so we've managed to get the passenger seats out. Wasn't too bad actually. We managed to undo the bolts. Okay, the only thing I was slightly dubious about was all the wiring that we need to reconnect. And then...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think these are some kind of larvae. Like moth larvae.
But we need to reconnect those and slide them on. There's a recess apparently somewhere under the mat, but this needs a good old clean first anyway. There's no way we're going to leave it like this. So that's our next job. Hello. We're quite far through the installation process of our Kiravans double seat swivel base, and it's actually been a lot easier than I anticipated it to be, I think. Didn't you say?
Yeah, we overthought it.
Yeah, we overthought it. I think we were a bit scared of it at first, but everything's going really well. I think the design of it is just perfect, so there's really nothing to worry about. That said, we haven't finished yet. Then it'll be time to screw the base down and just put the original seats back on. We will be reupholstering these at some stage. Currently they are just your sort of, I guess, factory upholstered seats, very bland and also very well used. So a little bit dirty, but we'll be replacing those anyway. I'll put a link to this particular one in the description of the video, but that's what we're using. I would say it's probably one of the best and safest you can find, and for that reason it is quite expensive, but we thought it was definitely worth the extra expense. The chair is now in and it swivels. It's a little bit cumbersome at the moment. We're still getting used to it, aren't we? So we won't show you in action yet, but we're still getting used to it and still, I guess, working it in. But we're getting there slowly, so we're just going to crack on with a bit more installation, maybe sound deadening on the wheel arches. The end of day 3, we've pretty much accomplished what we set out to do. We've got the swivel seat installed. Meg has put the sound deadening and, well, insulation on that wheel arch to come together. We're slowly filling up the little gaps with the insulation. Yeah, so that's the end of day 3. More to come tomorrow.
We could do with also measuring up for floor.
Yeah, measuring floor.
Which we've chosen now.
Yeah, which we've pretty much chosen, hopefully, if all goes well. But anyway, that's a few days off yet, so this is where we're at the moment. It's cold tonight, only about 4 degrees, so we're trying to make a quick escape before we get frozen.